Always.
Representative Steve Scalise is here from Louisiana. He is a Republican, and we want to talk about oil drilling in the Gulf. But first, I really want to talk to you about this tax deal. Yeah, I'm coming right out and saying I think it's going to happen. I guarantee it's going to happen. There is no way they'll commit political suicide by rejecting it. What's their use of?
Well, Stuart, I think the most important thing is that we prevent anybody from having their taxes raised. And I think the fact that President Obama is now offering this latest deal shows that, number one, he's acknowledging that his approach of spending money on stimulus-type government spending was a failure a year and a half ago, and now that actually cutting taxes and making sure that tax rates don't go up, because we're really not talking about a tax cut, we're talking about preventing a tax increase. That's important because there's so much uncertainty in the economy because of the threat of these looming tax hikes that we need to stop the taxes from going up so that we put stability in the economy.
So this deal, at the end of the day, and maybe they'll tinker with it, I don't know, but at the end of the day, it will go through, won't it?
Well, I'm hopeful that we do get a deal that prevents these taxes from going up, because, again, when you look at tax rates, if we cut taxes, it works to bring in revenue and create jobs.
You're in the House of Representatives. You are a Republican. You see what's going on. Will you tell me that they will reject this thing and everybody's taxes go up on January the 1st? Will the Democrats do that?
Well, Speaker Pelosi is still in charge of the House for a few more weeks. Fortunately, she won't be on January 5th, but she hasn't really indicated which direction she's going to go. I'm hopeful that we get a final agreement and a bill come this week, and there's a possibility we will get that bill in a vote this week. And let's make sure that we put stability back in the economy.
Are you as confident as I am?
Well, I can't guarantee it like you did, but I do think that if they put a deal on the table that prevents tax increases, and especially with this death tax, that they don't continue playing class warfare. They've got to stop trying to divide people and play class warfare, and we can get a deal.
I've got to leave time for one more subject, and that is oil drilling in the Gulf. The Obama administration has basically banned it. There's no oil drilling there, no fresh wells being drilled. Now, I think you're a Republican, you're from Louisiana, you want to overturn that drilling ban. Well, you now have the House of Representatives as a Republican House. Can you do it?
Well, I serve on the Energy and Commerce Committee. I've talked to our incoming chairman, Fred Upton, and he supports our approach to actually go forward with safe domestic drilling in the country. And if you look, this permitorium, as we call it, in the Gulf, where the president has lifted the moratorium, but they still have not issued any new deepwater leases in the 2 months since the moratorium was lifted. It's already cost our state and our country over 12,000 jobs. These are good, high-paying jobs that have now gone to other countries. We cannot see our energy security in this country.
You now run the House. Republicans run the House of Representatives. You've got a big majority. Do you have the power to get drilling back again in the Gulf?
Well, I think we're going to focus on getting drilling going back in the Gulf and in other places where they want to do it in a safe and environmentally friendly way. And the ability is there to do it. The problem is this administration has actually gone backward. They've actually reduced America's energy security, and it's costing thousands of good jobs in this economy that we could have right now that have left. And now we're seeing some of these deepwater rigs go to other countries.
See, a lot of our viewers want to hear you say, we're going to take him on.
We're absolutely going to take them on.
It's our oil. We're going to drill for it. That's what we want to do. We're going to do it. We're going to fight him.
And look, the administration has tried to play this game and saying, oh, look, we're going to put some new rules in place. They've laid out new rules. There are companies that have already complied with those new rules, and yet they still can't get a permit. What we're going to say is, if you play by the rules, you ought to get a permit. And if this administration is going to play that game, they're going to have some really tough hearings ahead of them in the Energy and Commerce Committee in the House.
Steve Scalise, Republican, Louisiana. Thanks for being with us, sir. We really appreciate it.
Great to be with you.